Can everybody see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So just to reiterate again, so I'm Sway. I'm from Ghana. I work with Dephlex Creatives here in Wuhan, based in Wuhan, China, and yeah, we've been at it for the past. It's just a decade-long business that we've been at it. We've been creating strategies and stuff for people online. And today I was given this opportunity to talk about how to sell products online, since we are already going through the pandemic of COVID-19, and how best to move or progress our business by just moving everything online, as Rai said before. So just to not waste my time and get into it, I'll just So yeah, I'm Sway. What do I do? So I'm a tech lead at Dephlex Creatives. I handle all technical. Sorry, my screen is I handle all technical aspects to do with Dephlex. I also build websites and you know handle everything related to our web development, tech related content that we put out there, like on our blogs and WeChat mini programs and whatnot. So that's what I do. And here is my WeChat in case anybody wants to, add me after this meeting. I'd be open to any communication, networking, anything is fine. So that's that. And yeah. So the team Dephlex, we are made up of 3 guys, myself included. We have Kwame. We have Kwame, creative director. We have Nana. So what do? We are branding. We are branding and web design agency with a mission to help businesses grow and succeed digitally through customer-focused strategies that achieve goals. Honestly, I just like to say we're a band of brothers, really, because we 3 form the company we know and love, Dephlex Creatives. Kwame was the one who kind of started the whole initiative back in Ghana. By the way, we're all from Ghana too, so we have that in common. But Kwame kind of started that, and then later down the line, he came here, and we all met, and then we took over from then, and we are what we are now. So this is my handles. Sway, you can reach me as well. That's my website, obviously, and at Dephlex Creatives is our Instagram handle as well. So anybody can reach us there. Please, if my voice is too low or you can't hear me, please let me know, because I kind of do talk low sometimes. So yeah. I'm just gonna discuss our journey. So as I was preparing for this webinar, I came across. I came across this particular quote saying, "If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But by all means, keep moving." By Martin Luther King Jr., as we all know. And this journey just encapsulates our journey as Dephlex Creatives, as a company, how far we've come and where we're going. And I use this as a point of emphasis to talk about what I'm going to explain in the next slides to come. But just take a little time and give you a brief contextual history as to how we started. Like I said, back in 2010, we had the inception of Dephlex, starting with Kwame and his fellow partner back in Ghana, but that kind of fizzled out. And then you fast forward to 2017, whereas I was already here in Wuhan University, pursuing my undergraduate studies in software engineering, along with Nana. And then Kwame also comes, and we do meet, put our heads together, find out what he's about. He finds out what we are about. The company Dephlex kind of like took a rebirth or a birth, if for lack of better words. And then in 2018, we started creating awareness. We're talking about creating business cards, flyers, and just trying to gain some notoriety, pushing the brand, putting our flyers in respective schools in Huashi, in Hastings and whatnot, in dorms. It was quite a strenuous process, because at the time we had to just single-handedly walk to specific dorms and do this. So yeah, it was kind of like the competitive drive that we had, and we wanted to get Dephlex to where we wanted it to get it to. So that was 2018. And then move forward to 2019, we have the disruption, is what I love to call it. So we start landing more projects, but we as a company, we start repositioning ourselves. We reposition ourselves in terms of, we decided not to service everybody. We had to kind of like niche down. We had to kind of restructure our e-commerce strategy or our services and whatnot, and then make sure that this is the specific type of target audience and clients that we know and deem to be servicing. So 2019 was a year of repositioning, niching down, also producing more content. Most of the time you take content online and you post them and you share them as educative purposes. But back in 2019, we started like actually producing our own content. Logos that we did, we pushed them out as well, displaying our work, our portfolio, building up our social brand. And then 2020 was just all about giving back, as well as also doing what we're already doing, which is still landing more projects. But when I say giving back, people always think, oh, you can only give back through money and whatnot. But that is not the only way to give back. You can give back through webinars like these. I know Kwame has already done a webinar on brand strategy and whatnot. So that's our form of giving back. We have a podcast agency, Inside Out. And also, I'm the author of the Web Design Made Easy videos that you probably have recently seen online. And Kwame also does the Branding Made Easy videos as well. So that was our form of giving back. And we kind of had master classes and masterminds also planned, but the COVID-19 pandemic and everything that was going on kind of like put some stuff on hold right now, but it's still in the works. So you can see that in the last timeline, I didn't put a specific date simply because we think the sky is the limit. We think there's no end to where we are going. So again, I reference back to the point, to the quote, never stop moving, which is such a key point when it comes to having an e-commerce business, because I deem it like a lifelong process or a lifelong business. If you ask me, it's something that you always have to constantly be doing. It's not a one-time stop thing. You have to always like keep on building and improving on what you've already done. So that's us, that's Dephlex Creatives, and that's basically what we do. So I feel like that was important for me to give you a brief context of my background and my company's background and how we came together and how we service people here in Wuhan. So just moving on, this will be our services. So like I said before, we offer brand strategy sessions and whatnot into branding, into whatever you may have as a client, as a business owner, as a solopreneur, as an entrepreneur. We also offer web design, which I handle most of the part. We have a logo design service too. We have a in-house logo designer ourselves who produces amazing logos. And also we have digital marketing, whereby that's Nana's role, Nana Kemiti. He handles that part as well. But you put all these services together, and yes, that is us. That is Dephlex, and we help small businesses grow and succeed digitally. So today, I'm extremely grateful and thankful for this opportunity again, because I can take these practical knowledges that I have and honed over a couple or 3 years and be able to teach you guys, because we kind of have something similar as well. We sell, ours will be digital products, not physical, but digital products, which will be these services. So I am grateful for this opportunity, and thank you to Rice and his team. So today's agenda, I kind of like broke them into four parts, which was to establish your e-commerce strategy. And what is that? Simply the strategy you have before you even start your business. So that is the inception phase. Like, what is going into the business? What are you trying to sell? Where are you trying to sell it? And what product are you trying to sell? And then when it comes to choosing the right e-commerce software, where you're going to sell it, on what platform, and how you're going to sell it, and payment method and whatnot, all which vary according to location and whatnot. And then we have taking pride in online customer service. That is also like, relations when it comes to your customers, as it's pretty self-explanatory. Like basically how you deal with your clients, how you make them feel special, their engagement, and when they come to your shop or when they buy products from you, how do they feel and whatnot. And then when it comes to the final point, that'll be building a trusted online brand. So after me giving you the contextual history that I just gave you about us and my company, if I go stand somewhere now and I tell somebody this is what I do, I haven't shown them everything that I've just told you guys, that person kind of has that belief in what I'm saying, because he has seen the applications, he has seen how long we have started, we have seen the notoriety, we've seen the journey and stuff like that. That's how you build a trusted online brand. So we're going to talk about that too. And the final part will simply be Q&As, and we address any questions and misconceptions that we may have on this webinar. So let's just dig in. So establishing your e-commerce strategy, right? Well, I kind of broke them into 4 parts. We have the strategy, we have the niching down, we have the think cross-device, and delivery strategy. So the strategy is simply because it simply is, are you selling online or you have a store physically? How are you going about the creation of your e-commerce business or shop or whatever you may have? And niching down is the repositioning aspect that I talked about when I was talking about Dephlex. Basically, how are you identifying the product you're selling, your target audience, and how are you changing with the times? How are you really satisfying their needs other than your needs, satisfying your customers' needs, and making sure that this is the specific type of customers that we are trying to service, and we are only servicing them and nobody else. Normally, everybody wants to service everybody or the whole entire world, but that is not a recipe for success, in my opinion, because once you become a master of one, then of course you become a master of that. So that's my opinion. And also thinking cross-device and not just mobile, making sure you provide the right customer experience for the customer on every platform, not just the mobile phone and the laptop, but any device they may use. And then the delivery strategy, like I read the stats, probably 70% of the time, people do not buy online simply because the delivery services is horrible. So if you have a great delivery strategy as well, that can help with repurchases of items on your website or your shop. It can lead to maintaining clients. It can lead to even having long-term clients in the long run. So that's how I broke them into it. And I'll just move into strategy. So again, selling products online is unique because of the massive range of customers we may have, right? And yeah, in some ways, this kind of evens the playing field because, there's so many businesses out there. So you need to kind of like set yourself apart. So by having a good strategy and putting systems in place, this kind of gives you like a different route, kind of like you set yourself apart from the bunch. So that is what I mean by it being unique, but also having a massive range of customers you can reach. Also, simplicity leads to consistency. Why do I say that? Once you have a simple system that you yourself know according to your business you can follow, then everything becomes like easy for you to follow. Basically, if you have price points which accommodate or are conforming to the type of location you are in, the specific climate of people, the niche that you are in, and basically type of client that you're trying to service, then you actually know, okay, yeah, this is the type of price point that I'm going to place on my product. Also, are you a specialist in one thing, or do you sell a variety of goods and also variety of products? Basically, are you selling so many things? Are you like a Taobao? Are you selling hair products, medicinal products, this and that? Or are you just specializing in one thing? That is also an important thing when you're thinking about your strategy. And also variety of products also helps. And then we have the niching down. So this is, I feel like, the most important part when it comes to having an e-commerce website or an e-commerce business or whatever. It's simply knowing the type of audience that you want to have, but also making sure that you are not selling to everyone. So the first question most of us ask is when starting a new business, what to sell? Like I said, considering the niche market you want to target is vital to your success of your business. And small niches will have less competition, obviously, because if you've decided to go service the whole world, in terms of you want to sell hair product, everybody's selling hair product. Or if you want to sell shoes and whatnot, everybody's selling shoes. You have the Nikes, you have the Adidas, you have you know, Pumas and whatnot. You want to sell phones, everybody's selling phones. So you have to make sure that even though you are selling phones or hair or whatever you may be selling, you're separating yourselves from the bunch. You are creating something different. You are engaging with the customers. You are figuring out the pain points. What are pain points? Pain points will simply be maybe a customer went to a previous shop, you know, and the shop didn't give them great customer service. It could be the delivery service was bad, the customer engagement was bad, replying to comments were slow. Now you take this information and then you apply it to your business, because now the fact that there's so much competition and there's so much vast overflow of niches out there, now people may be overlooking this point. Hence, you can take this to work in your advantage, right? And balancing the level of competition with the size of the market. So niching down is super important when it comes to what kind of products you're selling and who you're trying to service, because that is the make or break of your business, I believe. So that's my take on niching down. And then this is what I mean by thinking cross-device, not just mobile. So as you see here, we have the laptop and the phone, but then people end there. You need to make sure that when you're building your website, and normally your web designer handles that aspect, but as the client, you need to emphasize this point to your designer, whoever may be building your website, that, hey, I need it optimized for the iPad, the iMac, the Windows laptop, any platform that anybody may be able to access a website from. Make sure that the website is providing the same exact experience that I would if I was on a laptop, or I was on a what's it called, a phone or an iPad or whatever. You take Taobao, for example. When you go to Taobao on the laptop or your computer, it's similar to the phone. Yeah, it may have the desktop view and different buttons placed differently, but the experience is the same. You can search efficiently like you would be able to search on the phone. Just that people use the phone because it's more convenient, it's smaller, it's more portable, and yeah, it's the quickest to get to. So hence why I say that. But when I say think cross-device, it's not just mobile. It's about branching out to all platforms. And then we have the delivery strategy, right? So getting your DS right will increase conversion rates on your website and increase repeat purchases, like I said. So as I was reading through the Excel file Rice sent me, I saw most of the questions were how I can sustain my clients and how I can maintain client flow and maximize profits and stuff. Delivery strategy is one of the main things that help with that. You see, getting your DS right will that encompasses of your price points, your services offered, and all the way to what arrives in the parcel, how your packaging looks. So if anything, almost like your branding in a way, because if the packaging looks a mess when I buy a specific product from you and it comes in a messy box or whatever, of course, yeah, I got the package all right, but I wasn't pleased, I wasn't satisfied as a customer by how it looked. That is something you need to consider. Also, how fast it is to get to your client. As an entrepreneur, you have to think about all this when it comes to saying, I want to build a shop, I want to have this business. So sometimes your product may not be even physical. You may have a digital product. Could be having a software that you sell online or whatnot. How would you quickly get those software? Via email, via other email services or online platform that you can send stuff to. How do you get it to your customers quickly as possible? Because not every product is physical. So for us, for example, we don't sell physical product. We have digital products. So how do we service our clients on time? What we're talking about delivering, we give you a timeline. This is when we're going to deliver your project. We make sure we meet that deadline. Some days, depending on how much content you may have or not have, that can vary when it comes to your project. But this only applies to when it's a digital product. But when you have a physical product, it applies the same way as we do purchase stuff on Amazon, Taobao, or whatnot. So that's what encompasses when it comes to establishing your e-commerce strategy and the delivery strategy aspect. So moving on to choosing the right e-commerce software. Well, there's what is an e-commerce software or platform? An e-commerce software is a software that allows businesses to launch, host, manage their online store. So there's there's so many e-commerce platforms out there, like numerous. But selecting the right one, especially if you're a person with not major technical background, trying to select and choose the right platform for your business or for whatever you may be doing could be quite hard, you know. So I kind of uh, broke them into two separate platforms. We have the hosted and self-hosted. So I'll explain all in this PPT today. So a self-hosted platform is one where your company is responsible for the hosting. So your business, and your particular company is gonna be taking a sole responsibility of the hosting aspect. Whereby self-hosted open source e-commerce software is more advanced too. It's not as user-friendly as you would like. So you would probably need more technical, background. So this is when normally you outsource it to a web designer or a creative agency, or whoever may be building your site. But if you're somebody who is starting a business, you may be low on cash, or you're not willing to spend as much right now, hosted platforms are the way to go, because they're all in one buy. They usually provide the website builder. Normally, website builders are drag and drop softwares that you can use to build your website and make it look pleasing to the eye, and also the computer storage where the site will live in. So you don't have to worry about hosting and all these other technical jargons that you may not even understand. And we have the hosted e-commerce software, more user-friendly. Like I said, hosted e-commerce shopping carts enable you to build an e-commerce store without learning to code. So somebody will spend so much time going to university and coming to service you as an entrepreneur to make sure that they can build you a very good website. But maybe you cannot afford that specific company or that specific designer. You can go for hosting hosted e-commerce software. So here will be some examples. We have Shopify, we have WooCommerce, we have BigCommerce, we have Squarespace, Wix, Volution, Magento, OpenCart, Big Cartel. And actually, this is just to name a few, but there's numerous out there. But the main two that I'd like to touch upon will be Shopify and then WooCommerce. So Shopify is a hosted e-commerce software that is more user-friendly, and WooCommerce it's a self-hosted that is more advanced, and that's what actually as Dephlex we use for clients. So just to make it easy, I just kind of like separated the top 3 hosted and top 3 self-hosted e-commerce platforms and niche them down to this. So we have Shopify, like I said before. We have BigCommerce and Volution. These are the top 3 out there on the market right now that everybody goes to. Like I said, it's some of the pros and cons. It's easy to create, very powerful online store, no coding needed, but the con will be poor for international growth. You see, and also one con that I feel like it's very important: the transaction fees are applied to sales unless you use Shopify's in-house payment gateway. That is important, and I'm going to talk about this, but just to explain just briefly, this specific feature is so important simply because if you have a limited online payment gateway, that kind of limits traffic on your website too, because clients then realize, okay, I can use my favorite form of payment to pay on your website. So Shopify is limited in that aspect. BigCommerce is pretty much similar, has the most amount of built-in features. It's scalable, and the SEO aspect is also good. SEO, basically, if probably some of you may know, search engine optimization. This helps your website or your shop, wherever it may be on the internet, rank the highest, and there are plugins and integrations that you can use. But when it comes to hosted e-commerce platforms, they kind of already put all that in there for you, only one, like I said. So it's easier. You don't have to know these specific jargons and terms for anyone who is starting out without advanced technical knowledge. And the cons is the prices aren't suitable for every small scale sellers. So the prices vary as well. And Volution, great analytics feature. Analytics will be almost similar to the SEO, like I was talking about. Multi-channel selling, It's easily managed from your dashboard. Basically, you can manage everything on the specific interface they create for you. You can manage your accounts, your books, your purchases, the items out of stock and in stock and all that. And these are just the websites links that I put here so that you can visit them. I will share this PPT afterwards, so you can definitely get this after and probably visit this site as well. So next will be the top 3 self-hosted e-commerce platforms. So like I said before, we have Magento, WooCommerce, and OpenCart. These are the top 3 out there. So Magento, again, just to reiterate, self-hosted, you possibly, I'll say 100% of the time, you need a creative agency or web designer to help, because if you're somebody starting out your own business and you probably don't have as much technical background or know-how, yeah, it will be hard to kind of like wrap your head around. So most of the time, anybody using this is probably the designer or the creative agency building the website. So these are also the pros and cons that are listed here. Extremely flexible, offers great customizations, and it's free of use. But the con is very technical, not beginner friendly. And then most used will be WooCommerce. Like I said, we use WooCommerce a lot. And that is adding powerful e-commerce functions into your existing WordPress site. So WooCommerce has vast functionalities. It helps track, helps with delivery strategy, helps with the books and stocks and stuff that I talked about with the previous hosted e-commerce platforms as well. But WooCommerce also brings more functionality simply because it's more advanced. But also it can be pricey as well. That's one con out there. And OpenCart is easier to use. Among all the self-hosted platforms, that would probably be the easiest to use. And it's also free to download. It requires a little bit of technical knowledge and coding. So if you're an entrepreneur who is starting out, no background, I don't recommend any of these 3. I think if you want to outsource your business to a company or whatever, then of course that is fine. But if you're starting out, I don't recommend going near any self-hosted e-commerce platforms at all. I would recommend Shopify. So payment method, like I said previously, online payment gateways are the e-commerce services that process payment information for websites. So basically, if I'm a client or a customer, and I come onto your website, I need to make sure that I can be able to pay using my favorite or my most convenient form of payment method. So, China here, I even forgot to add it, but we have even Jifflebar Alipay that you can use as well. But just to name a few, we have PayPal, Square, 2Checkout, Stripe, the most famous probably American Express, Visa, not MasterCard, but MasterPass. MasterCard is just the card, but the online payment gateway will be MasterPass. And we have M-Pesa. M-Pesa is actually one based in Tanzania, in Africa. So for whoever may be thinking of, outsourcing their business out of China or out of wherever they may be and want to be selling in Africa, M-Pesa is something you may want to look into as well. They just make an Apple Pay, of course, and they make the checkout process fast and easy. They provide encryption to keep customers' info secure. That's very important because you want a very secure payments online gateway. So these few that I've mentioned offer all these services, and it's important to integrate all this into your your e-commerce website or shop. But again, using Shopify, like I said, one of the cons was that you can't be able to use probably all of these. For example, if let's say I wanted to go sell my product online in Africa, I'm based in Africa and whatnot, using M-Pesa would be hard on the Shopify platform simply because they have limited kind of payment gateways that you would want to use. So that will also be something that you might have to consider. It's not like there's a way around it. It's more like an either or kind of situation. So these are all things that you have to consider, and I hope as you're starting out your business, you can take this into account. And I think, taking pride in online customer service, like this is very important because we normally think, I have a personal experience whereby we built a site for a client. It wasn't an e-commerce site at all. It was just a brochure website. But that particular client wasn't interested in being out there, being in the face of the brand and whatnot. And that's not how you really want to build your business. Taking pride in online customer service is very important, simply because you need to make your customers feel special. So when it comes to responses, when it comes to me having misconceptions about some products and some stuff online, I need to make sure that whoever is responding to these things is replying as quickly as possible. That shows the customers or clients that you guys are on top of things. You guys are very serious about what you're selling. And also guarantee what you do. I like this point because I say make your guarantee truly outrageous. I take an example. As we have our resident mama of the house, as we love to call her, Monifa. And, Monifa sells great, yoga mats and stuff. Actually, one of the best that I felt in my life, because I personally have yoga mats and stuff, and not to the quality that she has. So if I go to Monifa and she tells me, yo, I sell the best yoga mat your money can buy, best quality, best this, best that, and she truly guarantees what she's selling, that in turn puts confidence in me that, okay, this lady knows what she's talking about. It might come off as overconfidence depending on who you may be or how you may view it, but at least you have straight guarantee that she's selling a dope product, and yeah, once you actually get the product, you actually see that, oh yes, this is quite a premium product. So it's important to know that the product you are selling is also quality, because of course nobody wants to buy something not worth spending money for. So your product has to be good, but also make sure you guarantee what you're doing or what you're selling. And also under promise and over deliver. This mainly applies to people who are selling digital products and services, but I feel like you can also apply it to physical stores and physical products if you want to. But for example, if you promise a client that they're going to get goods probably in 3 or 4 days, depending on where you are in your business, you can even ship stuff days before, just to show them that, hey, this is the kind of relationship we want to build with you. This is the kind of relationship we want with you and whatnot. When it comes to project, you tell a client, hey, we're going to build this in 3 months, 4 months, whatever. But you under promise and then you over deliver on that promise. That shows the client that, okay, yeah, you're actually listening to my pain points, doing the strategy sessions, and now you're actually applying them. So that shows the client that you care. So that's also important. And we as a company, we've seen this firsthand as well, and it works. And also mapping out every single touch point. So what does the customer feel when they are buying something from you, when they go to your website, when they purchase, when they even talk to you? Like, how do they feel? How could you make that experience better? As an entrepreneur, as a small business owner, what you may be, it's important to make sure that you're on top of all these things, always trying to improve. So like I said, this career choice that we are in, it's more like a lifelong commitment. It's not like a one-stop kind of thing that you have a few success, you get traffic on your website, and then people are purchasing your product, and all of a sudden, you stop working. The work has to continue. You have to constantly keep moving, keep changing with the times, keep improving your customer experience. And also controlling your communication. Not just the words and stuff that you say when you're landing a project or selling something to somebody, but the appearance. Like, how does your website look? If you don't already have a website, invest in a very good one. How do your brand colors look? How is your logo? Those are all things that you need to think about. So and also good quality pictures on your website. So if you have all these things already set, you have a great foundation for starting your own e-commerce website or business, simply because you are delivering great products, you are guaranteeing us what you do. But on top of that, your appearance, your portfolio, whatever you may be selling, is up to par as well. It looks beautiful. Yeah. So that would be taking pride in online customer service. So this is one e-commerce website that we are currently building. It's still under development. We here Dephlex, but probably this is a question that I'll just answer myself. But what do you see when you first see this landing page of this website? Well, you guys don't have to answer, but immediately you can tell it's catchy, you know. You have the big sale sign, we have the call to actions, the buttons, you have the logo, you have the navigation bar up there, you know, the shopping cart. Basically, it's attractive. The pictures are high quality pictures, and you know, this has to be provided by the client as well. So it's more like a collaboration, whoever you may be working with. So if you're working alone, you have to make sure that you're investing in good photographers, and you know, if you may probably own your own camera, you do that on your own too. But everything you have to put on your website has to be like sending a message that, yo, this is who we are, this is the type of brand we are, and we care about what you think. You see, so this landing page immediately does that. It grabs your attention, it grabs the attention of the seller, and immediately we believe right after you see something like this, you definitely want to continue shopping on this website. Even if you don't want to shop, just browse through. So that's what you're trying to always achieve when you get the first client on your website. So again, this is the shop page. Immediately you can see the prices, the selection options, the images are good quality images. You know, every necessary information that a shop page has to have is there. You can filter your price. All these things need to be taken into consideration. And as the client or entrepreneur who is starting out, you may not know all these, but it's important to do your research and also know that, hey, this is what I expect out of a shop page. You might even probably stumble upon a website that is similar to what you may have envisioned. Then, depending on if you are building it or your client, your web designer is building it, you throw that to them. I want something like this. This is how I want my website to look or be replicated. Not to go copy, no, of course not. But I want something similar to this, or I want my brand colors to be almost something like this. You get me? So this is how we start gaining the trust and attention of a client, simply because of good quality pictures and good design on your website. So that is super important when it comes to investing in your brand and your business. So that leads me to probably my last point, which will be building a trusted online brand. So why your product? Why your shop? So an online shop won't buy from a website they don't trust. Simply take the same concept as you wouldn't buy from a rundown. You wouldn't buy food from a rundown food store or a place that doesn't look clean, or you know, you wouldn't buy anything from somebody that doesn't look appealing. So that is why it's so important to build a trusted online brand. You know, customers' trust is so hard to gain, but once you get it, it's also so easy to lose. So it's always important to always, you know, keep optimizing your website, your shopping experience, your online shopping experience for the customers and all that. So that is mainly the main key point I figured I could touch upon during this webinar, and hopefully create some insights and, you know, just nullify some misconceptions you guys may have. Yeah, that would be it for me. So the summary would just be: have a good strategy, select the right e-commerce platform or solution or software that may be out there, taking pride in online customer service, building a trusted online brand, which is so important, and then always constantly be improving, keep optimizing your website, keep using up-to-date images, keep updating your stock of your products and all that. Yeah, basically it's a lifelong commitment, and that is it for me. Thank you guys, and yeah, I hope we learned something out of this today.
Wow, thank you so much, Sway. Thank you so much for this.
You're welcome. Hello, you're welcome.
I don't know if I'm the only one, but I think I've never thought of e-commerce to be so detailed as how Mr. Sway has put it for us. Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.
Yeah, as you've seen already, maybe you can put the last page on the Q&A. So for people who have questions, please, now is the time you can ask your questions. And please let me also remind that when you ask your question, please be specific, because we send the information regarding your various type of businesses. And even for those who do not have any business, but you're based on your expectation or something that you wish you can emphasize on, and maybe a question that is specific to your business, please ask the question, and you'll be able to help you. You can unmute your mic and ask your question, or you can type it on the chat box.
Hi, I have a question.
Hello.
So I would like to know, how do you set up a Shopify like shop over there on Shopify?
Oh, so actually Shopify has a great tutorial on their website. Once you go there, it's simply a step-by-step process on their homepage actually. So just create an account, you know, just probably your name of your domain name. You probably already have a domain name for your shop, but they already have a step-by-step process. Actually, that's why I shared the links in case you wanted to visit the site and then, you know, follow the processes as well. But most of all the online platforms are similar. They kind of have step-by-step, you know, guides as to how you can start your own Shopify shop.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Okay, sorry. I have a question.
Yeah.
How best can you incorporate? You're talking about like payment strategies, but since some of us here like are in China, and maybe like our markets are people who are in China, we're not yet like trying to go outside. But even if we do, how best can you incorporate like the payment platforms we have in China in some of these what do you call it, e-commerce businesses,
Software,
like WeChat and Alipay?
Yeah, so I think that's where the challenge is right now, because when it comes to these, you know, this Alipay and WeChat is mainly a Chinese payment gateway system, so it's not kind of out there. Alipay is a little bit out there, but more of Southeast Asia than the western part of the world. So when it comes to these e-commerce software platforms, and you being in China, the probably most closest thing you would get to that would probably be Alipay. Oh, sorry, it would be PayPal. Sorry. So incorporating something like WeChat Pay and Alipay APIs and functionalities in this Shopify will be quite challenging, even if you're using the self-hosted ones like the WooCommerce and stuff. They don't even provide such functionalities. It might be hard for even a designer to incorporate, simply because it's more of a China-based system, so there's not much resources online out there yet for designers to even incorporate this, because it's more domestic.
Okay, but as a creator, obviously, and you're creative, how, like, what's the best idea would you give if I'm based in China and I want to reach out to only people in China, but I still want to have a website to kind of, you know, make sure my things are in place. So how best can I, you know, input or whatever, like a payment, like a WeChat or Alipay payment method in that website or in that idea? I don't know if it makes sense.
So, you know, mostly the culture is also important. So the culture in China, actually, you know, websites and transactions is not actually something that is very common here. So normally when you're building, my opinion, when you're building a website, it's mainly to target, let's say, the audience out of China, you see. So if you probably want to sell product here, it's always important to have the website and for, you know, credibility and whatnot. But when it comes to payment methods, it will have to be WeChat for WeChat or Alipay for people here in China. But when it comes to, you know, payment on your website that is based here, PayPal will probably be the next best option out for you. So that would be my opinion. Like, that's what we do for most of our clients. We offer them with the PayPal services, but most of our clients anyway are trying to sell outwards of China. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, there are two questions that have been asked on the chat box there. Maybe I can read one. It says, if your business pertains to training and education, what would be your suggestion to reach customers and sell online?
Well, I think when it comes to training and selling, it's all about the notoriety you can gain. So reaching and selling customers online, what are you selling? You're selling, that's a digital product, right? So then you have to start with the advertisement aspect. How are you pushing your product? We can only sell on websites. We can also sell on social media platforms. So if, let's say you don't have a website already, you can be pushing your product stuff on Instagram, on, you know, Facebook and whatnot. So that is also another way of selling stuff online. by reaching your specific customers you may want, especially when it comes to training and education programs that kind like of businesses. Yeah.
Okay. While we're waiting for Sabrina, if there's been answered clearly, and there's another question from Claire. It said that for payment processes.
Yeah.
Yeah, she said thanks. For payment processes, my business is suffering a lot, as most of these are either blocked or not available at all in my country. How do you suggest dealing with these problems?
So sorry, Claire, which country are you from?
Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe. They are blocked in Zimbabwe. Well, for me, when it comes to Africa or like the continent itself, I was thinking PayPal and these specific, online payment gateways should be accessible. So I don't know about I don't know about the climate about Zimbabwe yet, but I do know that what's it called, PayPal and M-Pesa or even mobile money APIs could work when you're outside of China and whatnot. So I'm actually shocked that they are blocked in what's it called in Zimbabwe. But I do believe that depending on what you're trying to achieve, you can outsource this info to whatever designer that may be building your website and ask them how they can best figure out this situation for you. Probably whether they are in-house designers in Zimbabwe, because if, for example, if you are our client and we are building a website for you, we'll be building thinking that PayPal is working in Zimbabwe, you see. So unless that information comes out, it will be hard for me to know why it's blocked in Zimbabwe. I hope that answers your question.
She says that PayPal has extremely high charges. So there's PayPal, but has pretty high charges.
Oh, so it works. Oh, okay. So yeah, that's the other thing you guys have to consider when it comes to this payment gateway. They all have their respective charges. I know M-Pesa does, PayPal does, Stripe also do have their own charges that they take. So this also goes into the e-commerce strategy when it comes to the cost cutting and where you are discounting and where you're not discounting, all that stuff. So it's also important to consider all these online gateway payment services. Yeah, but they all do have their own charges. So yeah, that's the way of the world, honestly.
Sorry, I also have another question. So I know for PayPal, like I'm using PayPal me myself, but the thing is, it's very hard to withdraw money on PayPal. Like, so how do you go through that?
Yeah, actually, that's a problem in China.
I've tried to find a ways to withdraw money here in PayPal, but it has always been troublesome. I have to send the money back home, and then they send it to me. So
no, that has nothing to do with you. It's actually, I think China has blocked that service. You can only send, but you can withdraw.
Okay.
So that's why PayPal is an issue. So again, if you're even building a website or doing stuff like that, these are all things that you need to consider when you're trying to base here in China. See, so that's why, again, I think you are the same. This is Annie, right?
Right. Yeah, it's me, Annie.
Yeah, same person who has the question. So that's when you have to see, okay, this is where I'm in. For example, it's the same when it comes to using Google API services for your website. You can put a Google map on the website when you're based in China, simply because if the person doesn't have a VPN, the map session wouldn't load up. You get me? So it applies the same concept to the money. When you're here, you have to see that, okay, I'm here, so I'm here in China, so I need to use probably WeChat and Alipay for my transactions. But when it comes to outward services, when I'm trying to reach clients outside, PayPal or Stripe or other services is where I might have to be looking into.
Claire said we can withdraw. I wanted to know which bank can we withdraw?
From the PayPal?
Yeah, Claire said you can withdraw, but the charges are very high. Your bank can help.
I don't think you can. Okay, I didn't know about these two banks, but because I do know that I've not been able to withdraw money on PayPal. I can receive and send, but I can. So
I think Bank of China.
She said Everbright, China Bank, and Bank of China. Is your PayPal registered in China? Or it's
Yes, I registered here.
No, I mean her, Claire.
Oh.
Okay, I think there's a question there. Claire, is your PayPal registered in China?
Yes.
This is clear, right?
She said yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay, I have a question.
Yeah.
Yeah, please.
Okay, so my question is, when it comes to having a brand, okay, so like we've learned in previous lessons, when it comes to having a brand, do you think it's best if we use a platform like Spotify, or do you think it's just best to have our own website with different add-ons to the website, or a page that, you know, we can sell things on? And you know, being in different locations, what is your suggestion, maybe for being in China or for being abroad, like the US? What is your suggestions for having that? If you should have both, or you should just stick to one?
I think it depends on where you are in your business. I actually have an example of this. We remember we're building a website for a client who was based in Jamaica, but she wanted to sell books, you know, outwards. She used to work here, but she was based in Jamaica. By the time, she wasn't ready for a shop yet. So what she wanted to do was sell her book on Amazon, you see. But yet, we'll create the shop page and, you know, everything on your website, but yet you still would like to sell on other e-commerce shopping platforms. So in my opinion, it's always important to have it on your own website, because it's easier for the customer, because they can come and do everything on your website other than be redirected from your website to Amazon or to eBay or wherever you may be selling it from. You see, so it's always important, or it's always convenient to have it on your own website. That's my opinion, just for ease of use, because the customers don't like to do too much, in my opinion.
Thank you.
I think I can add up something on that. Like, it's okay for you to have both of them. You can have your own website and also set your shop in those other platforms, just because you want to gain a lot of clients. You can get clients from everywhere, from your website and also from those shop. And from that shop, you can put your website there down, that if you want to see more items, you can visit my website. So it's okay to have both.
Yeah.
Okay. There's another question here. They say most.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Okay. Say that most people, like you said, are selling phones here. So what is strategy or way to break out in a jewelry business? I think this is somebody who's into jewelry.
Sorry, can you repeat the question again? I really
say
didn't.
most people, like you said, are selling phones and here, right?
Phones.
But so what is strategy or way to break out in a jewelry business?
Some people are trying to sell phones, is what you said?
No, you say, as you mentioned when you were presenting, you said that most people are selling things like phones, like electronics, and also hair.
Yeah.
So the question is, so what is strategy or way to break out in a jewelry business?
In the jewelry business?
Yes.
Well, I might not be an expert when it comes to the jewelry business, but for me, it always goes to the online brand, because jewelry is a product whereby it's all about trust and selling the right quality product. So again, how do I know this person, whoever may be selling this jewelry, is credible? Give me your website. So I go to your website, I see a very clean, website looking page with all your products and stuff looking on there. That immediately drives me. That immediately kind of nullifies any doubt I might have about you. And then we can get to your product. Then we can get to your what you're actually selling. So it always goes back to building a trusted online brand, in my opinion, always making sure that you are kind of canceling any doubt in whoever you may be selling to. So that's how you probably break out of it. But again, I'm not much infused with the jewelry business, so I don't know much in there like that. But I can only take it from the brand aspect.
Okay, can I chip in something?
Yeah, sure.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay, so I think when it comes to standing out with a jewelry business, I think you can niche down, as Sway said in his PPT. For example, if you are in a business whereby a lot of people are doing the same thing, you niche it down. So you are in a jewelry business, a lot of people are selling jewelry. You can say, okay, I only sell African jewelry or maybe Caribbean jewelry. Okay, so you niching down can make you stand out in such a crowded space. So thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much. There's another one. I think Claire has tried to answer that as well. She also gave an answer, but I'll repeat the question. It says, so far, I've not heard anything about payment via bank account. What is your take on that?
Oh, so payments via bank account are also there. That's why I use the Visa and what's it called, the American Express and MasterCard, MasterPass choices. So any of these cards that you may have, you can also use, or even Union Pay. Some online gateway platforms are also offer Union Pay. I just listed the few famous ones, but yeah, Union Pay works. The normal standard chartered banks also work as well.
Yeah. Maybe just to add on that to Abigail. So for example, for us at OBTC, we also do help other manufacturers receive money from outside. So there's a way that you can cooperate with other people so that whenever there's a payment, if you do not have the right bank account to receive that money from abroad, you can outsource that service from a different company. So we do that, for example, for some companies as well, even for some of our clients. So they send from outside, they send directly into our Bank of China, that has been mentioned also there. They send it to Bank of China, and then we can convert the currency into renminbi and then forward to whatever that money needs to go. So there's a way.
Sorry, please, can I say something?
Yeah, sure.
Yes. About to the person who asked about jewelry. I think also after niching down, like Kwame said, the person could also work on just that aspect. Say if he or she is working on African jewelry, then he or she can consider making it interesting and giving a bit of history and educating people on what the jewelry he or she is selling, because sometimes we don't really know much about what we wear. And so if the person can also consider making it a bit more educating, yes, that'll help. Maybe if it's a necklace and the locket is a kind of African shape, yes, or I don't know whether it's a symbol or something, yes, then maybe the person can say something about what that locket or that symbol is, and give a bit of history about it, so that people who would like to buy it would have reasons to buy it and to wear it. And if it's something African, yes, they would find pride in it, and yeah, wear it. So even wherever they are going, what occasion it is, know what to wear because of what that jewelry speaks. So that it makes it also helps. I think educating and also making people see reason why they should buy it would also help. Yes, thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Nana. Okay, I don't know if there are more questions, because we're already crossing 12. So are there any questions or anything you would like to have more insight on? Please feel free to ask now. I'll take just one or two last.
I have a question.
Yeah, please.
During your presentation, I did hear you mention about Facebook, but I think that each one of online sell software, right?
Sorry?
I think that it is most of people use Facebook to sell something online.
Yeah.
Yeah, like me.
Okay.
I use Facebook to sell something online.
Yeah.
Because in my country, several people just know the e-commerce platform. They use just Facebook.
Yeah.
So is it possible to combine, for example, what is it? Sorry, the platform that you mentioned.
Yeah.
For example, big commerce with Facebook.
Yeah. Sorry, is that it?
I mean that is it possible to combine the Facebook and be commercial, because we just publish our product just on Facebook, take picture, but not use the whole software.
So again, I think when you're talking about the shop, I think that's when we are getting into the actually creation of your website, creation of your online shop where people can actually go and see your product list, catalog and everything. But on Facebook, it's just mere posts of your product, and probably you write your own price underneath and whatnot. That's what you're trying to say, right? Yeah. So yeah, people do that with social media. People do that with Instagram, Facebook, like you said. So that is also one part of selling online. Of course, that is important to promote your brand and that as well. But in terms of combining, I don't know if there are APIs whereby you can add your Facebook, because Facebook is not a shopping platform. Facebook is a social media platform. So you have your shop as your credible source of, source of information where people can go and visit your shop and whatnot. But on Facebook and Instagram and whatever social media platform, that's where you can tell people, hey, this is my shop product, or this is what I'm selling. Hey, this is also the link. You can visit my website here. So you can combine them, but not the way that I think you're suggesting. You can combine them in terms of through marketing and promotions of your brand. I hope I answered the question.
Yes, you have, and I have something to add up. So what you can do is, first, you can create a website, leave your Facebook the way it is, keep on posting on your Facebook, create a website, and on your website, you can put the links of your Facebook and also your Instagram or WhatsApp. There is WhatsApp business. You can have a WhatsApp business account as well. You can have Instagram. Instagram, you can promote a post that you posted on Instagram to go straight to Facebook. So you can post on Instagram, it goes straight to Facebook, and you can have WhatsApp business that you link those two accounts. And as well, on your website, write it down that you can connect with me through WhatsApp, Instagram, and Facebook. Make sure that it's good. I mean, make sure that you connect every social platform you have, every social media platform together, so that your clients could feel like, okay, I don't have Facebook, but I have Instagram. I don't have Instagram, but I have WhatsApp. So I can still communicate with this person by connecting to any of these kind of social medias.
Yeah, thank you very much. Once again, thank you so much, Sway, for such an amazing presentation on how to sell product online, how to sell effectively product online. I mean, I don't know about you, but this has been really a great insight when it comes to how you can sell things online. And as you can hear from him, being a web designer, he can really tell you how you can link the things together, including what are the best platforms where you can go and build your e-commerce on based on your stage in business, if you are a startup or if you're already into business, and how you can increase it. So I also think that some of the question might have been much more related to how you build your brand itself. And that's why I mentioned even on the group that we have Mr. Kwame, who's a brand strategist, and also another part is also about how you have your team. I think Sway also mentioned about it, right? Whoever is handling your website. So that means I need to have a team. You might, as an entrepreneur, you might not have all the skills. Plus, at the same time, also, you cannot be an expert in everything. So know the people in your team. That's why we have had a session on teams and also networking. So we have Monifa with us. And for those who were not part of the previous sessions that we have had, I would highly recommend that if you have some question that you think maybe you are still at the stage of building your brand, please contact the expert that we have, and then they will help you accordingly. Because I believe that maybe if you do not have any specific business right now that you're already doing, you might consider to start by building first your brand itself. What product that you want to build, who are your customers, and all those things. And at the same time, also you can also consider on how you are going to work with other people or partnership. And at the same time, also you can also get to know how you can sell product online. Because right now, as Mr. Sosa mentioned, with all these lockdowns, if you cannot really upgrade, maybe you might have a website, you might have all this, but you never really consider to upgrade them, never consider to spend much more time on them. This is the best time for you to really invest in them. Why? Because websites and all these social platforms will be the place where people will be selling, and people are already selling into them as if we were prepared for it. But now the question is, have you been upgraded already to that level, or maybe you are still building it? If you're still building it, then try to speed up, because otherwise you'll be you'll be a little bit behind, or you might miss some opportunities as we are right now with it. So with that being said, I'll just give a chance to Monifa and also Mr. Kwame if they have some words as well to give before we conclude with Mr. Sway.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much again for yet another amazing class that we've had on Sunday in China. It's still Saturday for me, but thank you so much, Sway. What you have taught has been something that, you know, even myself need, you know, in going forward in my business. And right now, because of the COVID-19, it's really important for us to have an online presence. This is the future right now, being online and being strategic when it comes to your business, and having that element of being online is very important, whether it be through webinars like you mentioned, maybe podcasts like you have, and courses like such as this one. So I would just encourage everyone to just get online, you know, just get online and use the tips that was mentioned today to get online. And one thing that I must take away from your presentation was take pride in your online customer service. That's one thing that strikes a chord with me. I think that having that process, I didn't even think about it, having a customer service process for my business, and you really drive it home for me. And so thank you so much. And to my fellow classmates, I just want to tell you thank you as well for all your questions. I've learned from you as well, and continue to just enter into these courses. It's free, and thanks to OBTC, you guys are doing such an amazing job at, you know, hosting these webinars, and I hope you continue to do so for us during this time. So I'll hand it over to my colleague and my boss, Kwame.
Okay. First of all, I'd like to thank OBTC for making this a success. You know, we really appreciate it, and, you know, we love and enjoy their collaboration. And as we all know, we are living in a very hard time. So getting online is really important. You know, you need to get online. And finally, I would like to say that knowledge is not power, but the application of knowledge is power. All the time we go to these webinars, we go to these events, we read stuff online, we watch YouTube videos, but we don't apply whatever we learn, because having a great strategy is wonderful, but a strategy without execution is nothing. So whatever that we've learned today, let's try to apply it to our brand or our business and see the outcome. It might not work, it might work, but if you don't try it, you will never know. So thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kobe, and our diplomat. Now just maybe let me say something that Monifa mentioned. Me too, I took note of that statement, you know, that part that said take pride in online customer service. We really need to take pride in that one right now, in as much as we can. So back to you, Mr. Sway, before we take announcements from Catherine.
Well, I also like to thank Catherine and Bryce and the whole BTC team for this great opportunity. Honestly, I'm a man of few words, so I'm not going to stretch this so much. But yeah, I think just to piggyback on what Monifa and Kwame said, this is time to just, you know, execute whatever you may have. So actually, if you look at the PPT, that's why I started with the strategy, because the web design aspect is actually, like, honestly, the least of our worries, if I'm to be honest, because that's just building and putting blocks of shape up. But actually having the real strategy and knowing what you want to sell and how you want to sell it and the whole plan, like, if you don't plan, you plan to fail. So I feel like that's super important. And yeah, these times we need to just always be online and try and move whatever businesses we may have online as quickly as possible, as Rice you said, because times are changing and nobody wants to be left behind. So yeah, thank you guys for this great opportunity, and I'm open to any more questions, any more further down the line, if you want to do this again, I absolutely do not mind. Yeah. So that's it.
Thank you so much.
Good.
Catherine?
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Swan, if I'm not spelled wrong. Okay. And also, thank you all guys to join our, online training, and please continually pay your attention to our online training, and we will continue to work together with more experts like Mr. Kwame, Dr. Monica, and Mr. Swan, and to bring more useful training, especially targeting for the entrepreneurs and online business, to help you to improve and to express your business, because we can see that this is the future, that almost the more people they will transfer their on ground business into online business. So this is the time, this is the chance. So catch your time and catch your chance.
Yeah.
And have a nice Sunday.
You too.
Thank you very much, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. The PPT will be sent on the WeChat group.
Yes. Thank you for reminding me.